Now we come to An Officer and a Gentleman, a rare sort of film. This is an unabashed love story that's not only intelligent, not only heartbreaking, but also has something to say about the way we live, about the values we bring to romance. The movie stars Richard Gere as a young man who doesn't have much going for him at the beginning of the movie. He hardly remembers his mother, his father is a drunk and a drifter, but when he gets accepted into the Navy's officer candidate school, his life is changed forever by two relationships that begin in boot camp. One of them is with a young local girl, a factory worker, played by Deborah Winger, and the other one is with his tough Navy drill sergeant, played by Lou Gossett.
6 inches off the ground. Now give me 6 to 90. Hey, Neil, why don't we quit this little charade of yours over a couple of beers or PJs? Come on, man, you're about as close to being office material as me.
Sir, this candidate believes it would make a good officer.
No way, Mayo, no way. You don't give a shit about anybody but yourself. And every one of your classmates knows it. You think they trust you behind the controls of a plane that they'd have to fly in? Come on, man, I picture you as the kind of guy that would zip off one day in my F-14 and sell it to the Cubans, right?
No, sir. No, sir. I love my country.
Sell it to the Air Force, Mayo. Sell it to the Air Force. Talk to me. Now, why would a slick little hustler like you want to sign up for this kind of abuse anyway?
I want to fly jets, sir.
My grandmama wants to fly jets.
I wanted since I was a kid.
We're not talking about flying here. We're talking about character.
I've changed. I've changed since I've been here.
Hell, you have.
I've changed, sir.
No, you just polished up your afro a little bit. You just shined it up. Now tell me what I want to hear. I want your DOR.
No, sir.
I want your DOR.
I ain't gonna quit.
Spell it. D-O-R.
I ain't gonna quit.
Yeah, then you can be free, and you and your daddy can get drunk and go hole chasing together, huh?
No, sir.
DOR.
I ain't gonna quit.
All right, then you can forget it. You're out.
Don't you do it. Don't you. I got nowhere else to go.
The DOR is his voluntary release. The drill sergeant wants him to volunteer to leave the service, but he's not going to do that. Lou Gossett gives a wonderful performance in this movie. I wonder if you could see in that scene, he somehow manages to let you know he cares about this guy while he still keeps up that sadistic, hard-as-nails drill sergeant's exterior. Well, while Richard Gere is in training, he meets the other person who's going to change his life. She's a local woman. Like a lot of the local girls, she'd like to marry a Navy officer. So she attends a reception on the naval base.
So, what kind of a name is Krifke?
Polish. What kind of a name is Mayo?
Italian. My mom was Irish.
Nothing.
I think I got her ears. Yeah. The rest is all WAP.
Yeah? Where are you from, Mayo the WAP?
Everywhere, nowhere. Call of the whole arc.
Seriously?
Seriously, my father's a rear admiral, 7th Fleet.
You're kidding.
No, we lived in ports all over the world. Kathmandu, Moscow, Nairobi.
Really? God, I've never been out of Washington. Wait a minute. You're kidding me, right? We don't have any naval bases in Moscow. No, I don't think so. So, you got a girl, Mayo the WAP?
No. I ain't looking for one either.
What are you looking for?
I think you can begin to see there the beginning of the chemistry between Richard Gere and Deborah Winger. And this movie has chemistry, and I don't mean Hollywood chemistry, I mean chemistry. At the beginning of An Officer and a Gentleman, Richard Gere is a loner with a loser's mentality. He puts up a tough front, but the Navy is really the only place where he even halfway belongs and where he can grow. The drill sergeant turns him into a man, the woman turns him into a human being, and by the end of the movie, Gere has undergone 2 transformations. He's become an officer, and he's become a gentleman. This is the best American love story I've seen in a long time. It's well acted, it's written and directed with intelligence and sensitivity. Unlike all good love stories, it has a great final scene that has you smiling through the tears. A great last scene.
It is a terrific last scene, and I think that this is the kind of picture that a lot of people have been waiting for. American movie industry has ignored one category of film, I'd say, in the last decade more than any other, and that is the old, reliable love story.
Right, a boy and a girl falling in love instead of all kinds of bizarre subplots, or they're fighting, they're breaking up, they're involved in...
Or problem marriages and divorce actions and all this. This is a wonderful story, and it has, against the love story, this growing up, as you mentioned, of this young man who is been only out for himself, and through the training of Lou Gossett, learns to care for the other members of his group, and that allows him and frees him up to care for a woman. He doesn't want to trust her. She wants to trust him. He doesn't want to trust her.
You know, one of the things I like the most about this movie is that it took what is basically an old and even overworked situation, you know. Can these two people make a commitment to each other? Do they dare to love? Well, we've been through that in soap operas and on television and in countless movies and books. This movie makes it fresh. It gets right down to the basic question, which is, you know, are these two people willing to commit themselves to each other? And it's really interesting the way they think about it, they talk about it, they act one way, they try another way, and finally they make the jump.
But if it had only been about that, the picture would have collapsed in on itself.
True.
It has that whole level of the military, and the military sells the love story. And two more enthusiastic guest votes for An Officer and a Gentleman, one of the most provocative and heartbreaking American love stories in a long time. The movie centers around the utterly convincing performances of Richard Gere, Deborah Winger, and Lou Gossett.